author of his new book, One Generation Away. Brilyn Hollyhand, also with us, former Trump campaign aide and author of the book Wicked Game, Rick Gates. Gentlemen, welcome. So I'm sure, I don't know if you slept at all last night, but you both attended the event. What was your reaction to the speech last night? And then this week, let's also take into consideration that Trump was nearly killed just a few days ago. Brilyn, I'll start with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Allison. It was a speech for the history books. I was completely blown away. I'm a first-time voter, and this is my first convention. And what a convention to start with. I mean, President Trump really had the opportunity to be a typical politician and take this opportunity to attack his opponents, to really stir up more hate against the left, and he didn't do that. He took the high road, and he really encouraged unity in the country. We saw that last night in his 92-minute speech. I would like to remind your audience that we've learned from the White House that President Biden goes to bed at 4 p.m., and President Trump finished his speech close to midnight. So it really shows the rigorous schedule that President Trump keeps just less than a week after being shot in the head. It was a pretty incredible moment to see him up there inspiring unity. You know, we see on the left, especially today, as you just said, that news of maybe President Biden dropping out. There's a lot of unorganization on the left. My generation of first-time voters is tired of chaos. President Trump is the opposite of chaos. He's promoting unity, and that's what we're supporting him.
Yeah, Rick, he only mentioned President Biden one time in that 92-minute speech, something that, we were kind of expecting because he did. He completely tore up his original speech and redid this. Just your thoughts on the speech and just everything that happened over the week.
Yeah, it's good to see you. And look, I thought it was a powerful speech. I thought it was authentic. I went back and looked at his speech in 2016 when, he wrote that one, and it was a much different speech, much different time. But I thought the important elements of particularly unity, calling for unity, saying either we stand together or fall apart as a nation, I thought those were powerful statements that he said. You had some red meat in there, obviously, with the base there at the convention with the MAGA, members. I thought it was good that he was able to talk policy as well, because that's really what he's going to need to talk about moving forward now that we're done with the convention. I expect that he'll see, a pretty good bump. But conventions are short-lived, and voters have a short memory. So I think it'll be important for him to continue focusing on those key issues that he spoke about last night.
Yeah, you're right. The news cycle is so fast when you think about it. So tomorrow, Trump and J.D. Vance, they will appear together for the first time in an indoor rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is just 1 week after surviving an attempted assassination. Brilyn, what do you expect to see with both of these folks together? I know listening to J.D. Vance, something that sticks out to me, he's a great storyteller. And I think that a lot of people can really resonate with him because he's younger, he's a storyteller, he did not come with a silver spoon in his mouth. But what are you expecting to see tomorrow?
Allison, you're absolutely right. J.D. Vance, the epitome of the American dream, and obviously his story is a bestseller and a award-winning movie. And I absolutely think that he's going to invoke that on the campaign trail. I mean, President Trump was very strategic with picking J.D. Vance to help win over youth voters. As you said, J.D. Vance is young. He'll be 40 years old when he's sworn into office as vice president in January, which will cap off Joe Biden's 40-year career in Washington, D.C. The contrast couldn't be more stark. J.D. Vance is energetic. He's going to be a great debater against whoever the D.C. VP nominee is. Also, he's a political outsider, just like President Trump. He's coming into this race as somebody who's been a businessman in the past, not a career politician, and he's won a hard state in a close election in Ohio. He's going to know how to win a close election nationally and be able to help President Trump a lot.
Yeah, he hasn't spent years in the swamp, so I think that's what a lot of Americans want. Rick, the other big story, so Biden is isolating at home because he has COVID. We have former President Obama, Nancy Pelosi. There's other Democratic Party group members. They're discussing through a virtual vote process to nominate Biden. But meanwhile, rumors, run wild that he is dropping out. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I think, look, the Democrats are obviously in peril right now, and I think that in all likelihood he does step down. I think the question is whether they do it before the convention or whether they do it after. And there's, two different paths there, and both are pretty ugly. But at least if he steps down in advance of the convention, they have time to, find another candidate. I think what's interesting is, at least from, what Mark Halpin reported is that, Biden doesn't intend to endorse Kamala Harris, which would be a major slap in the face. But it would also show that the process is being opened up to the Democratic Party, not just a few insiders that would, otherwise pick the candidate. But look, I mean, Biden continues to say he's not dropping out, but everything, all the actions seem to move in that direction. I thought a key action was this virtual convention. They were trying to push it for the end of this month. It's now been postponed. I think that's a good indication that the Democrats are looking to seize on this opportunity, and there's plenty of data there to suggest that Biden is in trouble and Biden doesn't have the poll numbers to win.
All right, we will see what happens over the weekend and next week. Brilyn Hollyhand, Rick Gates, thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
You too, Allison. Have a good
Thanks
weekend.
for having us. You too.
Thank you. And now